Hello, Nevada County. It's your friendly neighborhood political correspondent. Here at Nevada County Media, I aim to educate and empower voters by interviewing local political leaders on issues of the day. My guest today is Grass Valley Mayor Jan Arbuckle. Hello, Mayor Arbuckle. Thank you so much for being here today.
And thank you very much for asking me to be here.
So how has your fall been? This kind of slide into fall. Here we are in almost mid-October.
There is no fall, for one thing. I am so done with summer. I love fall. Fall is my most favorite season, and I'm just hoping we have some. Today's supposed to be the day that we start going back down, hopefully to fall weather, so we can start, having the fire and sweaters and making homemade soup and that kind of thing. So
I'm looking forward to the changing of the leaves.
oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. I'm just hoping they are changing.
I know they haven't gotten the memo yet.
No, they have not.
Yeah.
They think it's still summer and they don't know what to do because it's too hot, and
Yeah.
they're supposed to be doing something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so let's dive right in. So we have you here today because we have an election coming up,
Okay.
and I understand that there are some really interesting ballot measures on the upcoming election. And would you like to talk a little bit about maybe one in particular?
Well, this one has already passed. Measure
Okay.
B has already passed.
Okay.
It passed in March, but I'm happy to talk about that.
Okay. Oh, I'd love to hear about Measure B. Yeah.
Okay. In March, during the primary election, the city put out to the voters a proposition of a 0.00375% increase in sales tax. That sales tax is for additional firefighters and wildfire mitigation. And it passed, and again, very, very narrowly. I think it was by 21 votes, depending upon who you listen to. But it did pass. And we're really excited because we have the opportunity to actually go out and do some more work. And as we all know, wildfire is one of the biggest dangers we have here in Nevada County. And so anything we can do to help mitigate the properties and add additional firefighters to keep our firefighters safe, and so that there's no time loss between when they get a call and when they arrive. They don't have to wait for other people if they have enough firefighters on the engine at the time. So I'm really excited about that. It passed, again, by 20 votes. It didn't go into effect until October 1st, which was just a few days ago, and so now the city is looking at approximately, and it's all a speculation of how much income it's going to generate. But I apologize. I think it was the estimated 75% of the estimated annual revenue is about $2 million from this little 3/8% sales tax to help go. And that's a lot for a small county. Mm-hmm. It really is a lot. So we're already in the process of hiring new firefighters and working on to hire a consultant to do the inspections, the fire inspections of the thing, so we can get going.
Yeah, that sounds great. So I think Measure B is a Grass Valley measure. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, so Grass Valley has its city limits,
Mm-hmm.
and fire is a problem across Nevada County,
Right.
of course. So tell me how this measure will empower the city of Grass Valley in fighting its fires, or mitigating its fires. And how is it going to be different from the county? Maybe how are you collaborating with the county on it? Is it the Grass Valley Fire District, or is it one specific fire station? Or tell me that picture.
Yeah, how that works.
Picture,
How that works. Okay, so Grass Valley has their own fire department. We do. They have, which we also oversee Nevada City's fire department as well. And so yes, we do. They have a joint power authority.
Like the JPA.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm trying to get away from acronyms as much as I can, because
smart.
So everybody else understands what I'm talking about. But so if there's a big fire, everybody comes anyway. whether they're the county, whether they're at Placer, when the Everhart Hotel caught fire in downtown Grass Valley, we had people from everywhere. But the quick response that we were able to have prevented downtown from burning up. And that is not an exaggeration. That is directly from the firefighters that were on the scene. Had they were not had immediately the availability and the number of firefighters to put that fire out, it could have taken out downtown Grass Valley. So that's why it was so important that Measure B be passed. So we have that extra funding so that we can hire the additional firefighter, so that we can have 3 firefighters on each engine, as opposed to now we only have two. So depending upon the type of fire, they sometimes had to wait for another engine to arrive before they could actually safely try to put out the fire. So that's one of the things that Measure B is going to help with, and which is a win-win for everybody, because we go outside the city limits of Grass Valley, it helps the county as well, anybody in the unincorporated areas as well.
And so if I'm understanding this correctly, with the joint powers agreement with Nevada City, it will also help the citizens of Nevada City?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I know the sales tax is, actually Nevada City passed a sales tax as well, and the reason we landed on the 0.3% was so that we were the same as Nevada City. I mean, we're so close in proximity that it just makes more sense to have it as uniform as we possibly can. So yes, it will help everybody.
Gotcha. So tell me about your collaboration with the county on this. I understand you're working with Supervisor Hall on wildfire mitigation. So do you want to talk about that a little bit?
So Supervisor Hall is on the board of CSAC, which is the county, California State Association of Counties. And I'm on the board of the League of California Cities. So we are both got together and decided we need to work together on this. I don't believe there's ever been a time in Nevada County where you've had a supervisor and a council member on both state boards and both national boards, because I'm also on the National League of Cities and she's on NACO, the National Association of Counties. So it's a perfect opportunity for us to actually work together and kind of pool our ideas. And so far, so good. The collaboration is fairly recent. I've been invited to attend the CSAC's fire insurance working group, where they're trying to work out ways that how can we mitigate our risk up here, number one, and what can we do about bringing our insurance companies back, because our residents, no matter where they live, whether it's in the city limits or in unincorporated areas, the cost of insurance is getting ridiculous. I was in a meeting with somebody that was representing Habitat for Humanity, and one of the homeowners is afraid they're going to have to leave because their fire insurance is so much higher, they're not going to be able to afford it. This is our affordable housing, and how are we going to mitigate that? And I know that Supervisor Hall has a lot more involvement in that, because she's been working on it for a long time, and she's working on it on the state level as well. But it's just been a rare opportunity for us to work together, and we just need to continue that relationship, because working together, especially in a small community, small county, we need that collaboration from our elected officials. We really do.
Yeah. So with the passage of Measure B, does that actually impact insurance rates? Is there any benefit?
Is there any benefit? We can only hope.
Okay.
Everything that we do to help, fire harden our homes, our residents, our businesses, it's going to help. Right now, the formula they use, they don't consider each individual home. They look at it from a drone. This is my understanding. They look at it from a drone perspective, and they go, okay, this zip code is in a high fire risk. It doesn't matter that maybe 50%, let's say, have hardened their homes, that maybe installed sprinkler systems, maybe installed roof sprinklers, whatever, different things like that they have really tried hard to try and mitigate, because they don't want their house to burn. Mm-hmm. So they're trying to work with them as much as possible. So right now it's at the state level with the insurance commissioner, and we're just hoping that if we can get some real life stories, because that seems to have more impact on them than just saying we don't like it.
Right.
So
with the increased resources to the city, will it impact their ability to help residents harden their homes?
Yes. And that's why we're working with Fire Safe Council at the moment, trying to work out some type of a relationship where they go out and they inspect the homes. And they say, okay, these are the things that need to be done. Then the city can come behind and help because it's private property, you have to have the homeowner's permission to go and help maybe cut down some trees, take down some bushes and things around the house, things like that. The city will be able to do that. And we're also looking at bringing to Nevada County a biomass.
That's exciting.
Yeah, no, it's just super exciting.
Got to bring you back to talk more about that. That's really cool.
Actually, the best person to talk about that is Tom Ivy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's become our go-to expert on that.
Okay.
And it's another opportunity to not only take down the green waste and the trees, but somewhere to put it, because that's the biggest problem that most jurisdictions have. They have all this stuff. They're doing all the cutting of trees and bushes and everything out, and removing all the blackberry bushes, especially because they're highly flammable. But where do they go? And the cost to truck it down the hill is ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So if we could have something up here that we could do that with, that would be absolutely a win-win.
Mm-hmm. So maybe if we can get things thinned and hardened in the Grass Valley city limits, next time they send their drones up, perhaps they'll look at the zip code and go, oh, maybe they need a lower rate.
We can only hope. We can only hope. That's what we would really like to do. Yeah. I mean, in all honesty, and there's a whole education process with the community at large too. It's so everybody loves the flowers that are right up to their tree, up to their homes, and you just have to realize,
cute too.
And it's very cute. You have the ivy on a trellis or whatever it is, and it is cute. But it's also we live in a very dangerous fire environment, so we have to be a little more cognizant of that. And I think people are getting more and more, and there's a lot more information out there, and so I know that we in the city are anticipating doing some town halls. I don't like to call them town halls because it sounds so formal, but ways where we can actually interact with the community, because when we sit up there on the dais, we can't talk to the people who come up and have all these questions or public comment. We can't answer them. Again, that's why I started Monday with the mayor, because they come in and we have the opportunity to have that conversation. And so we want to have that kind of an informal conversation with the community.
Okay.
To say, okay, these are the things that you could do. It's not going to cost you very much money. Or these are the things that you can do, and we can help you with that. Mm-hmm. So.
I want to ask you more about that in a moment, but first I wanted to real quick ask, so you are a member of the National Association of Counties.
No, Heidi is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
National League of Cities.
You're the cities. You're the cities, Heidi's the counties,
right.
And you guys are members at the state and national levels. So tell me, what does that bring in opportunities to seek resources or collaboration? So tell me a little bit more about that.
So with the state, I've been involved with the League of California Cities for a very long time. Mm-hmm. And they have lobbyists at the state level that will lobby on behalf of cities, all 483 now cities within the state of California.
Wow.
So we as a little city don't have the resources to have a lobbyist at the state level. Now we do. now we do. I've gone down and testified at the Capitol on different issues. I was chair of the Public Safety Policy Committee and went and testified with them. I have meetings with the governors, and so try to bring a little more awareness to the unique challenges that we have in small cities, especially small rural cities. And so, so far we've been able to get, Governor Newsom came and visited here, and Congressman Kiley has been here repeatedly, especially right after our Snowmageddon, to see close up and personal. This is what we're really living through. We're not exaggerating. We're not looking at one part of our community. This is what's happening everywhere. And we've been very fortunate that he's been up here and he's been very active in trying to help us mitigate that type of thing too. And that all comes with the relationships built through the League of California Cities and the National League of Cities.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. That's very cool. Yeah, what a great relationship to have.
Yeah.
So you mentioned Mondays with the mayor. Tell me more about this.
Well, when I was mayor the last time, I started this, and it's an opportunity. And so I reinstated it when I became mayor again, and it's the opportunity for anybody to come in, have a conversation with me, bring a problem, come tell me what you don't like, come tell me what you like, see if we can figure out a resolution. And it's been amazing. The people who have come in, they are so, number one, thankful that they can just come in during these hours and have this conversation. And I've been able to put them in the right direction, get a lot of their issues resolved, or at the very least, answers to the questions that are raised, during public comment or whatever, and they don't ever get an answer to them. So it's been one of my most rewarding things to do.
Yeah.
Being on the council is that personal interaction with the people, because then you see, okay, this is what's happening. How can I help you? Kind of thing.
So what time and where?
It's on the fourth Monday of every month from 11 to 1 at City Hall.
At City Hall. So you walk into City Hall.
And there's a mayor's conference room, and you just walk into the conference room.
Mayor's conference room. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. And if people would like to reach out to you about, Measure B questions or wildfire mitigation questions, or really any questions City Hall related, and maybe City Council related, and they maybe can't make it to a Monday with the mayor, how can they do that?
They can reach out to me via email is the best, because I always answer all my emails. At jana@cityofgrassvalley.com. And if you can't make a Monday with the mayor, I'm happy to set up a meeting with you specifically. And I'm trying to be as responsive as as time will allow, I should say.
Yeah.
As time will allow. I'm very responsive. A lot of times people will go through the main city website and click, and they send an email through it. We eventually get it most of the time. Sometimes we don't. That's why directly emailing me or any other council member that you want to speak to is the best way to get an answer or schedule a meeting.
Okay, sounds good. And that city website is cityofgrassvalley.gov.ca.gov. What is that?
What is that?
Cityofgrassvalley.com,
more than likely.
Gotcha, cityofgrassvalley.com. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. And so lastly, getting personal here, can you just give me one thing in your career that you're especially proud of?
One thing.
One thing, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, Mondays with the Mayor sounds
Mondays
pretty cool.
with the Mayor is obviously dear and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
I think I've done a lot of good, and I've been able to reach out to a lot of people. I think there's several different things. I was instrumental in getting the discussion started on to getting the Dorsey Drive interchange because of my involvement with the League of California Cities. I brought it back to council and said, we got to do this or we're not going to have our redevelopment money. And fortunately, the council was very supportive at the time. That and Mill Street Plaza, I know it was very controversial, but it is amazing. It's helping our businesses and our community so very, very much. So, and our police department is amazing. We have homegrown police chief, which they've gone out of the area, out of the state for the most part, for so long, and now we have an actual succession plan where the officers that are there now know that there's a way up. So,
Very
yeah.
cool. All right. Well, thank you. Thanks for
You're
sharing.
welcome.
As Mayor Arbuckle said, if you'd like more information, go ahead and email her. At the email address she gave. You can also contact her directly through the city's website. And if you have any feedback on this piece, please email me at ncnpolitics@gmail.com. It has been my privilege to be with you today. And remember, when it comes to politics, if you're not at the table, you might be on the menu. Thank you so much, Mayor Jan Arbuckle. And thanks for staying informed, Nevada County. I'll see you soon with another special guest.